Hey, if I'm not mistaken, I should be here in 2025. More precisely on the 17th of May at the TEDx event in Patras. What you see is not me, but a projection of myself. I'm Marcus Liwicki, and I'm from 2125, and I'm currently walking through the archives of the 21st century. As you can imagine, projection technology is very expensive, and we have to carefully think to whom we want to project and what. And we have identified that it's most valuable to project to you. Yes, because you have invested your time, and money. Yes, back at your time, money was still more valuable than time for most of you. You have invested that in order to educate yourself, to learn more because you're curious, including to learn something about AI. And while I'm not allowed to share details with us, I can in general talk that we have a quite nice work-life balance. We have to walk every week 4 hours. Can you imagine? 4 hours a week. Yeah, back in 2100, they promised that this would be only 1. But what do I tell you? It says back in your time, it still was 8 hours every day, and some of you work even more. Yeah? In the 1900s, they have promised it would be only 4. They always overestimate the abilities of technology and AI and underestimate the wish of each and everyone to contribute to the greater good. But what do I do in the remaining 164 hours a week? I like to read and educate myself, and I like to sing. Do you still remember these lullabies your parents were singing to you when you were young? Or maybe what you sing to your children? The favorite one of my kids is as follows. It's AI which are long. It's AI we are longing for. Let's be curious and explore. Take the time to educate and together elevate. It's AI with each of us, and together we'll be more. In general, we have a quite healthy way of life. We mainly eat vegan food and we do a lot of sports. I like to play Unity Ball. I guess you didn't hear of it yet, but it's a very nice sport where everyone contributes to the greater good, disregarding our individual abilities and our age and gender. And we're happy with our life. We have many paths to choose, but there are 2 major avenues. Either we decide to be active, creative, critical, social, and contribute to the greater good, or we are more passive and just enjoy the life. We call these sometimes the AR sheep. But I will not criticize any of these choices because at the end, most of us are happy and we have a high level of welfare. In our projection technology team, we have an AI working on our neuro-quantum neutrino computers, forecasting several projection scenarios, and then we need this team of 42 experts verifying which of them really is correct in order to reach the correct goal. And we succeeded today, as you can see. In a minute, my name inspiration buddy, Marcus Liwicki, will talk about his research, and I'm not allowed to share with you details of what really had the biggest impact. But in general, the thoughts of responsible AI, AI education, and an inclusive society where everyone contributes, that led to a sustainable Earth for humans and all other forms of life. Before I hand over to Marcus, I want you now to become a bit active and think of AI. When you think of AI, what keeps you awake at night? Is it maybe because you're afraid of losing your job? Or that we as humans might become dumb? Or is it that we don't know who will benefit from AI? Or is it something else? Please take a few seconds and tell to your neighbors what keeps you awake at night. Thank you, Marcus Liwicki, for sharing with us how the future might look like. Before I will speak about these things, I want to bring you a bit to my past. I was born in Germany, in East Germany, and most of the time in the classroom I spent in the corner because I was a critical student. The teachers didn't like me because the teacher was always right. Luckily, I had access to the radio, and I had news from West Berlin, some alternative truths. And then in 1989, something great happened. The wall fell, and I had access to all the knowledge in the world. And that experience shaped me. From then on, I strive to make my knowledge available for everyone and make education accessible and interesting for everyone so that we all learn more. And I'm not alone there. I'm part of a bigger research project in Sweden. It's the VAST project, which has 615 million euros of funding. And we create AI systems benefiting everyone, but we also discuss how can we communicate AI. It's not the scary thing. We need to demystify AI. And we need to share our research outcomes and provide education for everyone so that we can all learn more. But how can we provide education for everyone? Luleå University of Technology is part of a bigger initiative, AI Competence of Sweden, where there are many courses, more than 100, where people from Europe can, for free, enroll and educate themselves about many aspects of AI. And all the courses we offer from Luleå, they are online available, and most of them you can take in your own pace. In one of these courses, Introduction AI, we have around 1,000 students every year. Do you notice something? That's around the same amount of people as are here now in this room. I have an idea. Don't we want to double this number this year? Are you with me? Are you curious to learn more about AI? Who of you likes to bake? Many of you. We have this great recipe, these cinnamon buns in Sweden, and they are so delicious that we even have a national day for cinnamon buns on the October 4th. And on that day, everyone wants to eat them and tries to bake them. But sometimes when I bake them at home, the result looks like that. A total failure. Something wasn't right. Maybe the temperature was not correct, or I left the door open, or around 10 parameters I need to take care of. 10. That's something we can handle most of the time. There are systems which have thousands of parameters, and this requires a lot of math and studies in order to handle those systems. And finally, in some futuristic projects like farming on land, despite the Arctic climate, we have thousands of parameters, and they're interacting with each other. That's way beyond the capabilities of AI, and we need the capabilities of human, and we need AI to support us. But what is AI? There is a definition of AI, and that's not only mine, that's according to the European High-Level Experts Group. It's an agent, and the agent interacts with the environment. And the agent perceives this environment. It can be a physical environment, or it can be a chat-based interface. And then it reacts and interacts with the environment by answering to the chats or by walking and navigating in this environment. And this agent becomes an AI agent when it has some intelligent processes inside. And these processes are either based on machine learning, what everyone thinks now is a hype, but actually there are really simple rule-based systems which are still used in the majority of cases when AI is in there. Whenever you navigate and trying to find your goal in a map, you use a search algorithm. Or when you're using one of these super crazy devices, a calculator, you use very simple AI as well. Are you now curious to learn more about AI? So why not enrolling in one of these online courses like Elements of AI? You can learn about AI in your own pace. And it's even available in Greek. But who cares about language nowadays? We can use AI to translate from any language to another. Besides AI education, we also provide means for AI for education. And we have several great projects, and one European project is together with our Greek partners from Athena Research Center. And there we are creating an AI suite for secondary level education. We have on the one hand a study buddy, and in the study buddy, it activates students. They don't get only reliable answers, but they learn in the Socratic learning way to actively think and create the answers, and the AI helps them finding them. And then we have the teacher mate, and the teacher mate empowers the teacher with a suite of tools, including generating texts, maybe quizzes, helping in the formative assessments of students to augment the abilities of the teachers. And this tool is available on the website ai4edu.eu. To also foster a future vision of sustainable AI, we need to have AI which requires less energy. Are you aware that currently when you're using large language models and you're asking something, for example, in ChatGPT, you use as much energy as you produce when you have a half-minute, high-intensive exercise. So when you go and make a longer conversation with ChatGPT, you need to also go to the gym. But how do we make these models small? These big language models, they have a lot of parameters and can do many tasks. But typically, we need only models for specific tasks. So we can teach these models with knowledge distillation to learn specific tasks. And once they are smaller models, we can even further quantize them to use yet less bits for representing them. And that, combined with neuromorphic computing, which is much more brain-like and where we are working already for more than 10 years at LTU on, we really can create sustainable AI. And my vision of research is to combine these technologies and together with our networks and partners, create AI power and AI knowledge for everyone, for all the kids and adults in the world. And that includes you. You want to be part of it. Coming back to the question, thinking of AI, what keeps you awake at night? I want you to raise your hand when your option appears. Was it that you're scared of losing your job because AI might take it over? Please raise your hand if it's that. See some hands there. Was it that we as humans might become dumb? Or who will benefit from AI? Or was it something else? I see also some hands here. Very nice. I have the feeling the majority of the hands were there when it was about the job. So let's discuss a moment about the jobs. Do you really like each and every aspect of your job? Isn't there sometimes a moment where you sit in front of a computer trying to make sense of data and would like to have an AI helping you and taking over some of these annoying tasks? The problem is we have to do our job in order to earn money. And that's a bit of a societal problem. And I really dream of a society in the future where welfare is the optimization goal. We all want to contribute to the greater good, and when we all have enough welfare that we can live well, we can maybe enjoy more moments in our life from the beginning to the end. And I discussed with the organizers of this TEDx event here, most of them didn't get any money for their efforts. So we see the wish to contribute to the greater good is in us. And when we think of these other things of AI, there were some great people once said, don't fear what AI could do for us, but think more what AI should be for us. And that is what AI will become. That has been said by Virginia Dignum, who is part of the United Nations body of AI. Unfortunately, I saw most hands being raised in one of the first three options. So most of you just took what was in front of you and were a little bit passive. I really appreciate those who were saying something else, because we need to actively think. It's way more complicated than a multiple choice. When I think of how can AI benefit everyone, I'm more rethinking, what can I do so that everyone, including me, will benefit from AI? And when you think of it, it is really for you. So you have to think, what can you do in order to benefit from AI? And my message here is clear. You need to embrace AI. You need to try out this new technology to see what it can do for you and what it maybe cannot do. Like I did. When I prepared this talk, many of these images were generated with the help of large language models, and I also used them to summarize my biography. I didn't just take what it produced, I had a longer conversation, but finally it worked quite well. And I have everything open so you can look at my conversations and so on. And also my colleagues are using AI. And in order to use it, of course, there are quite expensive tools available. But you here in Greece, you have a nice advantage. Greece is hosting one of the European AI factories, and thereby you have now a very recent large language models available on chat.ilsp.gr. You can try out, mainly for text-based conversation, what it can do, even a thinking and critical AI. My message is, become critical, become educated, try things out, see what works and what not. And when you're educated, we know what is ahead, and then we can get ahead of it. And that's not only what I think, but Richa Upadhyay, one of my PhD students, said it during a rehearsal for this talk. To bring this talk into context, there were already many AI-related tech talks around, for example, Max Tegmark or Eliezer Yudkowsky. And they speak of an AI leveraged for everyone by researchers. What I highlight here is each and us individually need to make sure that we benefit. Others say, let us build an AI that empowers us. But whom? We all need to get a driving license. We need to get educated and learn AI to maintain human agency over the AI tools. And there is a lot of stuff happening in education. Maybe you've seen the TEDx talk by Shay Khan, who speaks about the positive transformation of AI, of education with AI. But he did not emphasize that each and everyone needs to enroll in these courses, needs to take part in the education and to learn more. Fei-Fei Li and Mustafa Suleyman speak of an emergence of a new intelligence. Tegman calls it Life 3.0. And yes, eventually we will live with a Life 3.0. But in all of these talks, they say we. My point, it means each and every one of us. Together, we will make sure that we unlock AI for everyone.